Okay, so here we are again, and I wanted to do a live search to kind of show you the way you can actually tell. So you can go to eBay. eBay is a good indicator of what's going on right here, right now. And you can search basically watch names, not specific models. And by putting in watch names, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. We're going to go here to jewelry and watches, and here we have. Okay, so why is this important? So here's what eBay does. eBay categorizes things based on relevance and popularity. So if you do a search just for the name, you can typically see which model numbers are the most commonly traded particular models. And then you can also see specifically how popular they are. And when I say popular, I mean like how in demand are they? Like let's look here, and we have a 164 Panerai, right, that we're looking at here. You see that? And this 164 Panerai has 26 people watching it at the current time. Now, why is this important? Because 26 means that it's at the top of its chain for this price, which is $49.99. Now, that said, here's what happens. So if you know people are interested and find the value close to what they're willing to pay, which is why they're watching the model at $49.99, let's say you have an opportunity to buy a PAM 164 at somewhere around, let's say $3,000. Well, now you know your margin is $2,000 on this because that's where they're going to start, and they're still popular at that dollar. So I wanted you to kind of understand the way you have to think about this is you look at what's popular and what are people looking at. Some of these, again, do not have like people watching them, and some of them really do. So it helps you understand, again, this is the PAM 104, one of the watches I listed there earlier. It helps you understand what is popular based on the prices listed at, and as a result of it, allows you to actually go into kind of like searching more in depth on that particular watch. So here we look, we're going to keep going down, but one of the ways you're going to do that to see how popular the model really is, here again we look at the PAM 164. So I'm going to go here and type in Panerai 164, and now that I see how popular this watch is, I want to see how many other ones are there. Now you see earlier I typed in 164 and it showed me a watch for $49.95, right? Now I'm looking here and I see, look, I see $44.95 and even more people. So it tells me that that price was aggressive and it was good, but it wasn't that great. So I'm going to keep looking at this and seeing what are the dollars here. Again, I'm seeing 51.03 here. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of opportunity under the dollar amount listed. Now, what's weird here is, as you can see, I'm not noticing that previous watch we were looking at. So I might have to actually search this a little bit differently by typing in PAM 164 and seeing what appears, if there's different models or different more searches that appear as a result of that. And you see here, again, I can't find anything, but now it's changed the outlook. So it's important to always search multiple ways with multiple scripts so you can really see watches that are not advertised properly. And I think that's the key piece to this, is making sure that if you're searching a certain brand, you're making sure that you're searching it in a manner that allows you to see if people have listed it properly, improperly, have made mistakes or not. And that's important because if people have listed it under PAM 164 and by accident didn't list it under also the tag PAM 0164, then what ends up happening as a result of it is it becomes really difficult. Now again, we look here again, same 164 is back, but wait, it wasn't there earlier. So, again, this is going for $49.99, and you got to examine now this watch to make sure it was comparable to the 4,500 one. Now there's a better opportunity of 4,500 one because there's less watchers and it's priced less. So again, maybe people are not finding it because they're typing things and they're not coming up. We can do the same thing by looking at Hublot and investigating what is most popular with Hublot. We see here that a rose gold ceramic watch is selling here for $18,888. We're looking at some of these here for $97.91. But we're really, look at the models. We're seeing the same models, and here's a fake piece of shit. There's no such thing as a Hublot Big Bang for $1,700. You gotta be careful of these fucking cartoons right here, forgive my language, that are trying to rip you off. And then we look here, and we have one for $13.9. So look, with $13.9, and then earlier we found the same watch for $18, and yet it has more watchers. These are the things you got to pay attention to. Why does an 18K version of the same watch have more watchers? Does it have box and papers? The other one doesn't, etc. But now it tells you that Rose Gold Big Bang, which I mentioned earlier, Also, one of the popular watches here is very popular with 40 people watching it, meaning the watch is on demand, the price isn't quite right, that's why someone hasn't bought it. You can pull this with any brand, anyway, and really see what's ending, what's most watched, and just see like what are the models that pop up, and as a result, go search those exact models. Didn't I talk earlier about the Rolex Submariner two-tone? And you see here, right, page 1 on first search on the Rolex, it does appear. So again, it really shows you that, you know, some of these are pretty consistent across the board. Some of them are not. But I just wanted you to see specifically like how you can actually see what's on demand by just on a daily basis kind of looking up your favorite brands that you're ready to buy, and seeing if there are any specific watches that are really being watched or really being traded on, because that's going to make a significant difference of understanding which models are going to be popular and if there's any sick deals that people are watching very closely because they actually want to pounce and make an offer on. I wanted just to briefly show you this. Of course, we're going to cover how to buy, how to select models, and how to actually analyze models. But for now, I just wanted you to see that this is a quick way you can put in some names in here, see what's popular, even on the models that we said Coral perhaps doesn't do very well, you know, with resale. But again, there's a lot of value here and really nice watches for very cheap. Imagine getting this watch for like 1,500 or like 1,400. It's so easy to resell on Craigslist for like $2,000. So again, some of these have smaller margins, some of them have bigger. I just wanted you to see this and really understand how to actually search this, because I think it's key to becoming really successful and at least knowing what's going on in the market at all given times.